Hello everyone, Nick the DM here to reveal the secrets and lore of yet another demon lord from Dungeons & Dragons. Today I'm talking about Alzrius, Lord of Infernal Light. So let's get into it. Alzrius only has 4 appearances in sourcebooks throughout the editions: Advanced D&D 2nd Edition Hellbound the Blood War, Polyhedron Magazine issue 135, Fiendish Codex 1 Hordes of the Abyss from 3.5e, and the 4th Edition Demonomicon, with the majority of information coming from the first 2 sources. Alzrius is the demon lord of fire and destruction, and the ruler of the 601st layer of the Abyss known as Conflagratum. On said layer, a blinding flame burning with a white radiance emanates from the fluted architecture of a city long since fallen to the ravages of war. The twisted bridges and strange geometries of the city lie scattered on the ground. Only the palace of Alzrius stands whole. It's been said that, of all the demon lords who claim a portion of the Abyss as their own, few are as cunning as Alzrius, Prince of Abyssal Flame. Not long ago, Alzrius was chiefmost among those lords who sought the corruption of mortals on the prime material plane. In order to achieve this goal, this entity worked with the archimental Emix, who shared its passion for setting entire worlds aflame. It is whispered that Emix betrayed Alzrius and somehow trapped it within the Phlogiston, the strange sea of rainbow-colored chaotic material bordering the crystal spheres of prime material worlds, where fire is greatly enhanced. At least that's how it worked in earlier editions, as 5th edition has changed how the spelljamming cosmology works. However, enhancing the fire of Alzrius didn't work in its favor. Consumed by its own essence, Alzrius's material form was destroyed, and the demon lord thus remains barred from entering the prime material plane. The great lord of Black Flame has accepted this situation and turned its attentions to the lower planes, where it is currently embroiled in great conflicts with the Beatezu. Alzrius has chosen the infernal flame as its signature, adopting the form of a dancing tongue of fire. Its army of Armanites and Babau make lightning-quick strikes into the Grey Waste and beyond, leaving a trail of flame and destruction in its wake. This army is under the command of Cleft Skull the Blameless, a male Babau who seems to just be a standard Babau of that demon type by all accounts. It is said that the fiends carry a torch from the body of Alzrius with them to spread its word wherever they go. From time to time, Alzrius seeks out mortals, hoping to entice them to carry its flame to other lands and other planes. Once in a while, the flame incinerates its bearer, but Alzrius is usually generous enough to let its servants live, if only so they can serve again. Alzrius is sometimes served and worshipped by tanar'ri priests as well, though it is not as popular as other such ones like Demogorgon and graz'zt and Orcus. Despite its current situation, Alzrius seeks to corrupt mortals. It can no longer influence mortals directly, but its flame amulets accomplish the same ends through indirect means. These items, the flame amulets of Alzrius, are presented in Polyhedron Magazine issue 135. There are hundreds of flame amulets scattered throughout the prime material plane, and they are highly sought after by sages, elementalist wizards, and arcane collectors. A flame amulet appears as a 3-inch thick stone plate nearly 5 inches in diameter, attached to a thin metal cord. The plate's edges are somewhat rounded, as if broken by age, and a small glass steel hemisphere marks the top surface. For those who are unfamiliar, glass steel is a material as transparent as glass and as strong as steel. A small black flame dances provocatively within the dome. When placed around the neck, the flame amulets grant the wearer complete immunity to fire, both magical and non-magical, as that was an important distinction in earlier editions, and gives the wearer the ability to cast the Burning Hands spell as if they were a 10th level wizard 6 times per day. This ability manifests itself in a gout of abyssal flame emerging from the clear hemisphere. This flame is tinged with tanar'ric energy, and will cause full damage to any creature not wearing a flame amulet, even those normally immune to fire, but not creatures composed of elemental flame. So for example, the fire could harm red dragons, but not a standard fire elemental. Upon donning the amulet, a creature instantly becomes aware of this power. However, this ability also comes with an unknown side effect. When first used, the flame amulet painfully melds with the wearer's flesh. This process causes no actual damage, but will ruin any and all armor, clothes, or other adornments within a single round, with no chance of a saving throw. This process even destroys magical armor, though only the breastplate is actually destroyed. The stone amulet, while not a living creature, acts as a symbiont. After the first full day following the first use of the amulet, 6 tiny stone tentacles emerge from the back of the amulet, piercing the flesh of the wearer and causing some damage, specifically 1d4 points of damage per tentacle, so a total of 6d4. Each day for the next 6 days, the tiny feelers inch ever closer to the wearer's heart. Regardless of the creature's size, this process always takes 6 days. Oddly, the flame amulets do not function for those creatures who do not possess a heart or similar organ. During this process, a whispered voice encourages the wearer to travel to a well-populated place, such as a city. It is impossible to resist this compulsion. Thereafter, the tentacles reach the destination of their horrible journey, and will wait more than 6 days if necessary. When the tentacles finally reach the heart, the wearer's entire body is consumed in a huge explosion of abyssal fire, specifically 20d6 damage in a 30-foot radius with a save for half damage in 2nd edition. This transformation kills the wearer immediately. They, and all other creatures killed in the explosion, are transformed into petitioners of Alzrius, usually to serve in the Blood War, but perhaps for a worse assignment, if such can be imagined. Because of this, Alzrius often directs the wearer to a crowded marketplace to provide the best possible harvest. After the immolation, the amulet falls dormant again and awaits a new host. The only way to rid a wearer of the flame amulet is to cast stone to flesh upon its surface, not flesh to stone, stone to flesh, which transforms the amulet into an extension of the wearer's body. Once melded, the powers of the amulet are completely nullified, though the contours mark the victims with a permanent stigma, so they might remember their experience. However, the glass steel hemisphere remains, and the flames within cannot be extinguished by any means other than full submersion in the deeps of the elemental plane of water. So strong is the bind between amulet and wearer that traditional methods of removal, such as remove curse, will always fail. And that is everything about Alzrius, Lord of Infernal Light, and many other variant titles throughout its lore. And this marks yet another unique and relatively unknown demon lore that I have covered in what is certain to be a long-running series on this channel. Anyways, that is it for Alzrius. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, or commenting to help the channel grow. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!